Surah An-Nazi'at. Surah An-Nazi'at consists of 46 verses, belongs to the group of Makkiyah chapters, and was revealed after Surah An Naba. The name An-Nazi'at is taken from the words An-Nazi'at, meaning one who pulls out loudly, which is a word found in the first verse of this chapter. It is also called As-Saahirah, which is taken from verse 14, and is also called Ath-Thammah, which is taken from verse 34. The main contents of Surah An-Nazi'at: confirmation of the day of resurrection to those who are polytheists who deny it. It is stated in Surah An-Nazi'at verses 1 to 14. On the day of resurrection, humans will be resurrected with an oath by angels who take the lives of unbelievers harshly, who take the lives of believers gently, who quickly carry out their duties easily, who rush to carry out Allah's commands quickly, and who regulate world affairs. They will be resurrected on the day when the first blast shakes the universe, followed by a second blast which makes men's hearts feel great fear and their gaze cast down. Although on earth they doubted the resurrection after being reduced to broken bones, the return will occur in one breath, and they will live again on the new earth. The story of Musa alayhi salam and Pharaoh as comforters for the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It is mentioned in Surah An-Nazi'at verses 15 to 26. The story of Moses, which was conveyed to the Prophet Muhammad regarding God's command to Moses to meet Pharaoh who had exceeded the limits of arrogance. Moses was tasked to show the way of truth to Pharaoh so that he would be pious, but Pharaoh strongly refused and denied the miracles shown by Moses. Pharaoh even dared to challenge Moses and declared himself a god. As a result, Pharaoh was punished by Allah with punishment in the world and in the hereafter as a lesson for those who fear Allah. Resurrecting humans is as easy for Allah as creating the universe. It is mentioned in Surah An-Nazi'at, verses 27 to 33. Allah shows his greatness with the question regarding the creation of humans, which is greater than the heavens he has built perfectly. He makes the night dark and the day bright, provides the earth for habitation, water for life, grazing grounds and sturdy mountains, all created for the enjoyment of man and his livestock. On the Day of Judgment, humans will remember their actions in the world. It is mentioned in Surah An-Nazi'at, verses 34 to 41. On the Day of Judgment, when the greatest calamity arrives, humans will be reminded of their deeds, and the hell of Jahim will be clearly shown to those who see it. People who go beyond limits and prioritize worldly life will find Jahim hell as their place to live. However, for people who fear the greatness of their God and are able to restrain themselves from their desires, heaven is their abode. Disbelievers' denial of the Day of Judgment. It's mentioned in Surah An-Nazi'at, verses 42 to 46. The disbelievers asked the Prophet Muhammad about the Day of Judgment and when it would occur. However, they emphasized that determining the time of the Day of Judgment is entirely in God's hands. The Prophet Muhammad was only ordered to give a warning to people who were afraid of the Day of Judgment. On the Day of Resurrection, people will feel as if they have only lived in the world for a short time, whether it is evening or morning. Conclusion of Surah An-Nazi'at. Surah An-Nazi'at begins with Allah's oath mentioning various angels with their respective duties, affirming that the Day of Judgment will surely occur and that resurrecting humans is an easy thing for him. This chapter threatens polytheists who deny the resurrection with the torture experienced by Pharaoh and his followers, and describes the condition of polytheists on the day of resurrection and the horror of that day. In the context of faith, this chapter confirms the existence of the day of resurrection and the attitude of the polytheists against it, and explains that humans will be divided into two groups in the afterlife and cannot know when the hour of judgment will come. In addition, this chapter also presents the story of the prophet Moses, peace be upon him, and Pharaoh as an example for mankind.